This shutdown shouldn't be seen in isolation. It is part of Donald Trump's brand, his brand of chaos. From outside, it may look random, it may look directionless, but the president has turned it into a strategy. Whether it's trade or media coverage or funding bills, Trump uses the same strategy: chaos. He raises the stakes to unimaginable levels. Then, when he waits for the other side to cave, take the shutdown case, the president has issued stark threats to the Democrats. He has warned them of irreversible cuts.
Do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. They're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. And, we're cutting that.
Naturally, this will spook the Democrats, and Trump is hoping that will bring them to the table. The same with tariffs. Think back to his announcement on April. Trump imposed the so-called reciprocal tariffs on all countries. The rates were as high as 40 to 50%. Again, the idea was to raise the stakes. You see, the U.S. is the biggest market in the world. Every exporter hopes to sell in America. That's how lucrative it is. And Trump capitalized on that. He raised the stakes for exporters around the world. And it worked. Most countries lined up to sign a trade deal. Also, look at media crackdowns. Trump is on a lawsuit spree against U.S. media outlets. He sued CBS for $10 billion. He sued ABC News for $15 million. And he sued the New York Times for $15 billion. The first two ended in settlements. Trump allegedly used the pressure of broadcasting regulators, and on cue, the outlets settled. Back payments aside, the tactic is the same: raise the stakes for media outlets that criticize him. Of course, it won't work all the time. Sometimes Trump will have to roll back or delay. That's why some experts call him taco. Trump always chickens out. But as the last few months have shown, not always. Sometimes his strategy pays off. But here's the thing. This chaotic strategy comes at a cost, both inside America and outside. This shutdown is the perfect example of that. Trump is betting that the Democrats will cave. And looking at the past, that's likely. Hours before the deadline, the Senate voted on a spending bill. The Republican side got 55 votes. 3 Democrats actually switched sides. They voted for the bill. So Trump's high-risk game can still pay off. But like I said, at what cost? Some 750,000 government workers could be put on leave. Essential services could be slowed. Even soldiers will not be paid. Trump is willing to risk that pain for his reward. The same with tariffs. They have shaken consumer confidence in the U.S. economy. The confidence index fell by 3.6 points in October. Why? Because Americans worry about jobs and inflation. The private sector lost 32,000 jobs last month. Several retail outlets have hiked up their prices. Yet Trump is sticking to his guns. He is betting that more deals will come, that companies will bring manufacturing to America. Outside the U.S., this chaos is a nightmare. It has upended long-standing supply chains and calculations. The question is, will the strategy work? In some cases, it has, but in the long run, it's unlikely. Trump has benefited from the dominance of the U.S. economy. Countries aren't signing deals with him because they agree with him or because they think his strategy is great. They're signing deals because they need the U.S. market. But once they diversify, once they de-risk from this dependence, then what happens? We've already seen some examples. China and India have not caved to Trump's pressure. These countries are already strategically autonomous. They don't depend on America for technology or weapons or political support. Hence, they withstood Trump's pressure. If other countries reach that stage, it could be game over.